1051.
Good morning, it's the Breakfast Club. DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God.
Yes.
We got a special guest in the building.
Absolutely. And last time he was here, he had me jacked up against the wall because I was talking about Blurred Lines. Now Blurred Lines is the biggest record in the country.
Right.
Number one in the country.
One of the first FUs I get to say is Charlamagne the God.
That's right. I love it. Robin Thicke came in here.
I got champagne on the way right now for everybody but Charlamagne.
He came in here this morning and charmed all the women in the room immediately.
Absolutely. Well,
it's great to be
congratulations
here,
on
man.
all the success.
Oh, man, you guys have known me for a long time, man. That's why I got a cheesy smile right now, man. I couldn't be happier.
Do you feel it's the biggest record of your career?
Without question.
question.
The
So
numbers,
far.
the number. Well, no, I mean the numbers. Lost Without You, did well, but it's 1/10 what this record is doing. I mean, it couldn't be more amazing.
Well, this record, let me say one thing, Yee. This record, I have a 7-week-old.
Yes.
And this record calms her down. So when they were laughing at me the other day, so I hold her up.
Oh, she must be hyped.
I hold her up. I don't say the same words that you say.
Right, you can't.
But I say, you're a good girl.
You're the hottest
Daddy
daughter in
loves
this place.
you. Daddy loves you.
And then
and it calms her right down.
And then she
Right,
disrobes and stretches
Shut
across
up.
the-
Hey.
Take that man off. Shut up.
I was reading the article in the Daily News, and they was trying to find, ways to say why the record blew up so much other than it's just a great record.
Right.
But they said the rapey controversy helped. I didn't even hear that part.
Well, what's funny is that came out after it was already number one in a bunch of places. And the funny thing is that the video that people are talking about that is bad has been seen by 3 million people. The video that nobody's talking about has been seen by 110 million people. I mean, it's like the difference. It's like the effect that the naked version is having isn't really what the whole feeling is about. I mean, Pharrell and I would have never gone into the studio and would have made a song derogatory, and the song says that man is not your maker. We're talking about a woman is as powerful as a man at all times, and they don't need a man to define them. So it's so funny how because of the video, it seemed to make people think that we were doing something derogatory, but we were doing the complete opposite.
Yeah, you and Pharrell seem like two classy guys to go in the studio and be like, hey, let's make a rapey record.
Yeah, please.
What the hell is that?
That isn't not even close.
Well, you connected with that record. Like I said, it sounds a lot like Marvin Gaye, Keep On Dancing.
Yeah, Got to Give It Up. Yeah, is the title. Yeah,
Right.
same song. Yeah.
And you connected because my mom was like, that's like Marvin Gaye. And I'm like, what Marvin Gaye song, Mom? And she's singing it.
You know what?
I had to go look it up.
You know what I've been hearing the most lately is how many how it's like the family reunion record right now. Everybody's like, I just had a family reunion in North Carolina. I just had one in Virginia, and and Grandpapa, the only one Grandpapa was asking for was play that Robin Thicke record.
That's right, because it connects.
Because because it's got the old school feel, but it still feels fresh and young. And I got to really give all that credit to Pharrell. I mean, I've written, as you guys know, I write and produce almost all my own music. But being in the studio with Pharrell, I really kind of stepped back. He came up with the hey, hey, hey. He came up with the best lines in the song, like you're the hottest chick in this place, all that stuff. So, mad love and props to Pharrell. I mean, he's a songwriting genius, and I'm getting all the credit for his greatness right now.
How have you stayed down with Pharrell all these years? Because, you see artists switch labels,
Well, I think the great thing about Pharrell is, whether he's producing for Justin or Jay, like he's on Jay's new album, and he's been on probably 6 or 7 of Jay's album, is that Pharrell really is that good. And people don't realize, like, when Pharrell was having all those hits, even with Nori and all those other guys, like, he was writing all that, yo, homeboy, your girl is looking at me. Those are all Pharrell's choruses. Word. He's that good of a songwriter that he was writing hits for my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. That's all Pharrell, So I got really lucky that I was in the studio when he had a touch of genius, and I'm the one who gets the hit.
But I noticed with Pharrell and even Timbaland, a lot of those dudes, they're a little off, and that makes them geniuses. Like Pharrell's a little off. When you work with him, he'll see a spaceship and it will come up with a beat. Yeah. Even with Timbaland. So when working with him, do you just have to leave the room sometimes like he's a weirdo?
Actually, Pharrell, I didn't get that from. Will.i.am, I got that from.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I saw Will.i.am in L.A. one time. He had on, like, some high heels that was sparkling when he would walk. Like, sparks would come from his shoes.
You sure that was Will.i.am?
Yeah,
no, and because Will's more of a crazy genius. Like, Will, the wheels are always turning. Pharrell, you can really have a talk to about culture, about art, about everything. Will doesn't just kind of, do his own thing. I mean, I'm sorry, Pharrell doesn't do his own thing. Will just kind of comes in, has an idea, and leaves. Where Pharrell, you can really, go back and forth with.
Now this song is huge. Like, what differences have you seen for your career at this point because of this record? Like, where is this record taking you that your other records haven't?
Honestly, the biggest thing I think is internationally. Like, I never had any love internationally, you know. So, you know, being #1 in, I guess they said like 80 countries or something crazy like that. Like, you know, and you go around the world, and even when I'm here in America, like if people from India recognize you, you know, because it's just that different. But I think the biggest thing in America is that white people finally got on it because now white people are trying to claim me.
Right.
Like I'm there.
Oh, gosh.
They want you back in the racial draft. Yeah. In the racial draft, they're trying to get Robin back.
Now.
Yeah.
We'll trade
Justin Bieber. You take Justin and Miley and give us Robin back.
Well, this song has crossed over into many different genres and been #1. And they said this is the biggest song of the summer so far, as far as how long it's been #1 on the charts.
Let you tell it, baby.
But you also are gearing up for your second single, Give It To You,
Yes.
and that's with Kendrick Lamar and 2 Chainz.
Yes, we shoot the video this weekend, actually.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about you working with Kendrick and 2 Chainz. You've always been very in touch with hip hop.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm a hip hop head. I mean, I had memorized all of Rakim's albums when I was a kid. I mean, I know all.
We had
of
you do
Biggie's
all of
records.
Dwick, I remember.
Yeah,
a long time
exactly.
ago.
Dwick. Yeah, I mean, I grew up just, you know, I remember the box when that thing came out, the box.
Yeah, the
you
box.
guys
You
are
ordered the video.
a little younger than
video.
me. Yeah, she's like, what?
No.
But yeah, so, you know, I would order, you know, Leaders of the New School, and I mean, I was just, you know, Tribe Called Quest from that on. You know, I was a big hip hop head, so you know, the funny thing is that I didn't even get to meet Kendrick when we did the record together. What happened was we sent the record to Kendrick. We heard that he really loved it, but he was on tour. He didn't cut it right away. So then I sent it to 2 Chainz because I had gone to a 2 Chainz concert in L.A. with my girl and all of her friends, and you know, I hung out with him backstage and we made friends. So I was like, yo, 2 Chainz, I want you to get on this record. So he does his rap, and then a week later I get an email with here's Kendrick's verse.
Yeah, that
And
came together.
I was like, oh man. So, and then Kendrick murdered it. So the label, because Kendrick and I are on the same label and all that stuff, you know, they wanted to go with the Kendrick version for the single because it was too long to have both raps on it for the main single. So we went with Kendrick for the single, and then we have 2 Chainz on the remix.
He's 100,000 a verse, I heard, anyway.
Who?
2 Chainz.
Well, I'm sure he deserves every penny.
But it won't be out of my budget. Did your father, Alan, ever tell you turn that hippity hip hop stuff down?
Well, you know what's funny is that, you know, my dad has this kind of endless youth in him. You know what I mean? So he might not, you know, love it, or he'll say, I just wish they'd put more lyrics in it, you know, or not curse so much. But he'll get down. He got a young French Bolivian wife who likes to drop from Miami, who drops it like it's hot. So he's absolutely listening to Drizzy Drake and stuff in the bedroom.
Didn't he work on a song on this album with you?
He did, actually. You know, it was great. He, you know, my dad's actually a very talented songwriter. He's kind of a Renaissance man. He was from a small mining town in Canada, so he moved to Hollywood and was like, I'll do whatever it takes to stay in Hollywood, to make it, you know? So my dad's a really talented guy. He was working on this musical, actually, where he was trying to write some songs to help this musical out of a friend of his. And so he was working in my studio at my house. So I was working on another song on the piano, and then we had this great idea. So I was like, hey, Dad, I need to get the mic for a second. I need to work on my song. And I came in, and he starts leaning over, and he's telling me his lyrics. Her temperament's obstreperous. He's giving me these. I don't even know what obstreperous means. Right. But I was like, that's a great lyric. What does obstreperous mean, Dad? So I ended up writing the verses with him, and it was great. And the cute thing is that my son, my 3-year-old son, he starts the song off by saying the title of the song, Ain't No Hat for That. And then my dad and I wrote the song, so it's 3 generations of the family on one record. Cool. So it's pretty cool.
Is it hard the follow up of Blurred Lines?
Everything is hard and not hard at all right now. Because what's exciting about it is if I was like 16 and this was my first record, you know, you could get really scared. You can get full of yourself. Right now, after 20 years of making music, to have this kind of success, I just feel like the luckiest guy in the world. I already got the woman of my dreams. I got a healthy baby. Like, this is just the best thing that could ever happen to me.
And it's been a real evolution. I always remember seeing you in that first video riding that bike with the messenger with the dreads.
The perm.
Oh, was that a perm?
No.
You
It just
dreads,
looked like
right?
a perm. No, not dreads, but
What
I
was
had like
that?
Jesus hair. It was a llama.
He couldn't afford shampoo. It was just dirty.
Well, yeah, it was a llama on my head for sure.
And it's like you played it right too. You stepped away from real husbands to say you want to focus on your music? Like, how did you know to make that move? Did the Illuminati say, okay, it's your turn now, Robert?
The Illuminati. No, you know what? I think the Illuminati contacts you in about 6 months. Gotcha. I think by Christmas somebody's gonna call me. No, but the Real Husbands thing was such an amazing experience, and it was. I think the way the world works is that the reason that we made the Blurred Lines video the way it was is because of Real Husbands. People don't know that when I was doing the Real Husbands show, I was showing this comedy side of myself, and I was like, you know what, we need to make a funny video. I was even going to have Kevin Hart in the video. Kevin wasn't available because he was shooting a movie in New Orleans, so the whole thing was actually going to be a tie-in to the end of Real Husbands. We were going to premiere the video, the last episode. It was all going to be a tie-in. Dope. And then the timing didn't work out, and then I just think that the whole feeling of Blurred Lines all came out of the video, at least came out of the experience on Real Husbands. Nice. So it's funny how the world works. Like sometimes you don't know what's going to help you get to the next step, but amazing things happen like that.
And it does seem like some of the songs I've heard from this album are a lot less serious than stuff that you've done.
You know how people come in and they go, "This is the most personal album I've ever made." This is the least personal album I've ever made by far.
What made it like that? You just wanted to have fun? Or?
Yeah, because I always would put all my problems into my songs and try to to use my music to go help myself get through my life and my problems. And then so I'd start playing. I had 2 albums. I wrote about 30-40 songs for the album, and I had about 10 fun, happy songs, and then about 20 depressing songs. Gotcha. So I'd start playing it for the wifey, late at night. And she would start dancing around and put on her lingerie and everything's great. And then we get to the sad songs and she'd be like, "Can we just go back to the top?" And I was like, you know what? Let's just cut out the sad songs because wifey doesn't want to dance around when they come on right now.
Yeah, I saw an interview she did where she was actually reviewing your album and talking about what her favorite songs on the album
did she?
were.
Yeah.
And I saw that you did a song called "Top of the World" on this album, which is really dedicated to single women who are successful, but for some reason can't find a man.
Oh, that's perfect for Angela Yee. You must have wrote it for Angela Yee.
When you wrote that after you left here the last time?
Absolutely.
You must listen to the show.
Yeah, it's actually a composite of different women that I know, because, women, they work so hard and they want to accomplish all these great goals, just as men do, but then they get to a point where they've accomplished their career goals, but then some of them can be very hardened because they've had to fight, because men can be such jerks that they've had to fight so hard to get their spot that now they're a little hardened, you know what I mean? And then sometimes it makes it hard for a guy to come into their life because they've become so tough.
I said, she can't find nobody.
Yeah, well, trust me, she can find plenty.
Now, Charlemagne has brought this up several times. He feels like women should be willing to share a man, like
polygamy.
Because we don't have a lot of options. That's what he is constantly saying.
I hope that's working for you in your relationship.
You're like Robin's a great guy. That's selfish of you to be with one woman. You should
and Paula's a great woman. Is it selfish for her to be with one man?
I completely. I have to take your side on this, and that's been great for our relationship. Is as soon as you can treat your woman and know that your woman has the same thoughts, same desires, and everything that you do, then you can actually see where the relationship really exists. Because a woman can't tell a man all of her desires and all of her fantasies, because a man gets too jealous. But a man wants to tell the woman all his desires and act like that's fair. So for me and my wife, sometimes when we get naughty, I'll let her say whatever she wants to say.
Yeah, all right.
I wonder what kind of things she's saying.
What kind of naughtiness is she saying?
You mean like calling other guys' names? I don't know.
Once in a while, you gotta let it be what it is.
Yeah, all right.
She ain't never called you somebody and you be like, wait a minute now.
Well,
with him last
I'm just
night.
saying fantasy is everything.
Yeah, all right.
Sometimes sometimes what she likes to do lately, which is great for me, is she'll play she wants to play the album and role play and play groupie.
Oh.
So she'll
play groupie for me and say, I want to do it to your music and blah blah. I'm like, dude, this is fun. I like this. She wants to play like a brand new groupie or something. That way, I don't need a groupie.
Does she ever get jealous of some of your fans, that women that approach you, maybe that are overly aggressive?
We both get jealous of each other because we're madly in love. The day you stop getting jealous, you're not in love no more.
Very
you know
true.
what I mean? And now we get jealous. It's a controlled jealousy. It's not an angry jealous. It's kind of like a get over here and do something about it.
Is she your gauge when it comes to your music? I mean, Pharrell's going to probably always say it's hot. if he did it, but like.
Well, no, actually, Pharrell. You know, the thing about Pharrell is, even though he helped, mentor me and help me get me out there and stuff, he never even hears the album before I put it out. Like he's not really that involved in the executive production process. But anytime I needed a break, needed a friend, needed somebody to make a call for me and get me help me out, Pharrell's always been there. But on the music tip, I've always done my own thing and had creative control that way.
Now, with the success of this record, what does it do to your relationship? Because I remember last time you said, about a year ago, you said you put your wife in the video because you thought that was going to be your last video. You didn't know where your career was going to go, and you said, I got to do this. So
you
now
really felt like that?
Man, you always get you're always on there. You never know in this business, and I think that's what keeps me on edge is to always be a little bit afraid is what makes sure that, the reason a record like Blurred Lines happens is because I'm always afraid I might be at the end of my career, and that's why you keep making sure you're giving I think every album has to be as if it's your very first album.
Right.
It has to be if this is the introduction of my music. I can't rest on my laurels. I can't rely on any past experiences. This has to be the best thing I've ever done.
But do you poke your chest out just a little bit now to
wifey?
Right now? So like the wifey be like, yeah.
Look at that, Charlotte.
Yeah, there you go.
No, not. The great thing is that she's been her because we're not like she's a lawyer and I'm in business or something. We don't understand each other's business. Mm-hmm. We are always walking together, supporting each other. If I need a pat on the back or some extra love, and she's the first one to give it to me. Mm-hmm. And if she needs it, I'm right there for her every night. And if I need help with a song or a lyric, she's probably helped me write 10 songs that I didn't even give her any credit for because she fixed a line there or said you should write it about this. So she's just my partner in every single way.
I saw you guys on the red carpet for the Two Guns movie.
Oh yeah.
And they said that she blew you out of the water, the way that she was dressed and everything.
Well, that's not hard to do.
And everything, yeah.
It's not hard to do.
They were saying she was a little tipsy at the BET Awards too. Like y'all having a real party.
Well, we were definitely having fun. But the thing about her is that a lot of people, they go out there and they're just kind of boring and they introduce things. Like she's an entertainer. She really sees it as trying to put on a performance. Gotcha. You know what I mean? So she wanted to go out there and do something different. And and some people might go, oh, she looked like this or that. But that's what we do at the house. We try to make sure that it's something memorable happens, something entertaining. Even if you might go too far, it's got to be entertaining. Right. You know what I mean? So that's just how we work it in our house.
I've seen Robin and Paula out and about before, and they look like they have a good time. Randomly.
We're like the funny part is that we're definitely not faking the good time. That's for sure.
Now, are there any rules at all? Like she does movies. Is there where you can't kiss like this? You can't use your tongue.
Oh, come on.
No rules.
No rules.
Because the new movie. Actually, this is funny because I'm getting all this flack for having boobs in my video, right? Mm-hmm. And her new movie, Two Guns, she shows her boobs, right? And it was
shows her boobs.
Oh, like beautiful, like specialities.
Wow.
Look at Charlamagne trying to picture it right now.
I respect the security because it's like yo, I hit that every night. That's my girl.
I'm not that secure.
And I obviously I get jealous the day that I know she's filming it. You know what I mean? I'd be like, rubbing on Denzel right now with the tip. You know what I mean? But she called me the night before and she said it wasn't even in the script. She called me the night before and she said, honey, I really think this scene would be better if I was topless because we're supposed to have just made out and it doesn't make sense when you do those scenes.
Where were you when she got that call? You like, hey babe, I want to be topless in this movie. What did you say?
Oh, the first response was absolutely, honey, go for it. You know what I mean? Because the whole world. Because honestly, we're not 21 anymore, and the world might as well see him once. You know what I mean?
and she approved the Blurred Lines video, and she thought it was great.
She supported me.
But you wasn't naked.
I approved that first. See, she got approval before I got approval. Right. So the love resonates. But I think the most important thing is that her and I have been through so much together. When you get to that point, these are the littlest details in our relationship. Like when you go through the crazy stuff together and you got a baby, that's my baby mama. You know what I mean?
It's 20 years you guys have been.
20 years, that's my baby's mama.
You still got to pull Denzel to the side though.
The great thing is Denzel is obviously married to an amazing woman and Denzel is the most respectful person in the world, and him and I have our own what's up homie friendship. So at least I felt secure in that. I don't know if it might be some other young boy, what I mean, some Ryan Gosling.
Channing Tatum might be a different story.
Yeah, I might have to walk up on set and be like, what up, Tatum? But at least with Denzel, you're talking about one of the greatest actors of all time. So if you're gonna let your girl do that, at least be with one of the greatest people of all time. You know what I mean?
Do you tell her? You say, how much you getting paid for this movie again?
Yeah, right. Wait, maybe we need to call your agent and get another 100 out of that. 100 per titty right now. You know what I'm saying? Put the kid through college.
Well, congratulations so much on everything. The album is in stores today.
Very exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. I'm sure we have high anticipation for this one.
Well, I'm just, as you can see, I'm really just riding high and having a great time, and very grateful for what Blurred Lines has accomplished. So,
well, we wish you the best. Next time you're in town, you got to stop on through.
Always, and shout out to Pharrell and T.I. and everybody who was involved in the album, and thank you guys so much.
We gotta get Pharrell up here, man. We gotta pick Pharrell's brain, man. We got Timberland up here. We gotta pick Pharrell's brain.
Pharrell talks like he's on Mars all the time. He's always got some poetic way. He's the most poetic speaker. I love that guy.
Absolutely.
We'll get the little planetary stickers from Target and put them all over the walls for him.
He'll just be like, is the legend of the Phoenix is what made me wear this outfit today.
It's the Breakfast Club. It's Robin Thicke. Good morning.
Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club.
Blast off in your
Weekday morning 6 to 10.
Only on Power 105.1.